Hello friends, and welcome to Follow My Garden 2010. Mountain Light Farm welcomes you. Today what we're going to do is I'm going to divide these irises. I probably should have done this in the fall, but I didn't, so I'm going to do it now, and I'm going to show you how to do it. They're very root bound, and what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to find a little clump, and I'm going to go around the whole entire clump to loosen it up. And make sure I can get as many of the roots as you can. Okay, so now I've got my clump. I'm going to show you how I break it down. Okay, so now I've got my clump, and I'm going to talk about tools as I go along today because I love my tools. And this is one of my favorites. I've had it probably 4 or 5 years. You can see it's had some use, but it's a Japanese weeding knife. And I use it to plant, just dig a hole and plant. And what I'm going to use it for today is I'm going to use it for breaking up this clump. So I start at the outside, and I just gently put my weeding knife into the clump. And there you have a small start. And all of these will grow up into bigger plants. Now, I'll do that for the entire. And see, there's very little damage to the roots. And I'll do that until I've got them separated. Now, you might want to keep like this little family together if you want to go ahead and plant a particular area. This is a nice clump for a start. Okay, so I'm back to using my handy dandy weeding knife, and I've taken that soil that I've took out of this edging, and I'm just going to spread it around the bed a little bit. And then, as you can see, there's some irises that I've left. This is the corridor that I took out earlier. So I just go through the whole entire bed with my knife because I don't want to disturb the roots too much. And I just loosen up the soil. And you can see from the soil here that where we took the irises out that it's really healthy soil. And that's actually what you're trying to do in a organic garden, is you're trying to build soil. You're trying to make soil healthy. So I'm going to go through and do this to this whole bed, and then we'll go to the next step. So last summer, Judy and Pam and I brought this beautiful pile of llama poop from one of our local friends, and it's been sitting here for almost a year, and as you can see, it still has a lot of pellets in it, and those don't break down in the garden. So what I've been doing as a top dressing is we have this handy dandy, I'll show you this in a minute, and I just grab some of the llama poop off the pile, and I sift through it until only the pellets are left. This is 1/4 inch, but you could use 1/2 inch to make yourself a screen. And then I take my pellets, and I have a little pile that I'm just dumping them on, and those will stay there for another year, and the process will repeat itself. So now I have this really beautiful well composted llama, and I like to use llama because it's not a hot compost. For instance, you have to make sure that you compost chicken manure for at least a year because it's hot. It would burn your plants. Okay, so I'm going to take some of this and I'm going to top dress the iris. So I'm coming in from sifting that llama, and look at what the peak is doing. Is that stunning or what? Looks like we might get some weather tonight. Gardening in the Rockies. Replacing that furrow that we took out. And as you can see from how many cuttings I have, that this one was ready to be divided. And I've only chosen 4 starts because I want this bed to expand again, and there's already some irises that are going to be more mature this year, so I want to keep it simple and keep it sparse to begin with. So irises are tubers, and there's a lot of schools about how to do things in the garden, and my thing is, there's as many ways to do the dishes as there are people in the world, and there are as many ways to plant a garden as there are gardeners. So this is how I do it. I like to just create a furrow for the tuber and the roots, and I like to lay my roots down, put my tuber against the wall of the furrow, and then gently return some of the soil to the top of the plant. Some people like to have the tuber showing. Because it's so dry here at this altitude, I always cover my tubers up, and then I mulch. Okay? That's it for now. So the last thing I'm going to do now, I've top dressed and I've planted my irises. I'm going to put some mulch on the top of this bed. We're still getting freezing temperatures at night. And what I like to do is use straw that's been sitting around for a while, rather than fresh straw. As you can see, it's already starting to break down. And by the time I take it off of this bed at the end of the next season, it'll be nice and broken down, and I put it into the compost bins. So I just take nice chunks and put them around each plant to protect them. So here's my next iris bed, and until next time, make it a great day.